Chapter 10, Mishnah 9. In Mishnah 4, the sages ruled that a person standing in a private domain is allowed to move an object in a public domain and vice versa. This Mishnah cites the dissenting view of Rebbe Meir. A person may not stand in a private domain, pick up a key lying in a public domain, and use it to open a door in the public domain, because he might bring the key into the private domain. Likewise, a person may not stand in a public domain, pick up a key lying in a private domain, and use it to open a door in the private domain, because he might inadvertently bring the key into the public domain. In the second case, this is forbidden unless he built a wall 10 tefachim high before Shabbos to convert the area of the public domain in which he is standing into another private domain. He may then use the key since he too is in a private domain. These are the words of Rebbe Meir. In the preceding cases, Rebbe Meir mentioned only public and private domains, where the concern is that the person might violate the biblical prohibition of transferring the key from a public to a private domain or vice versa. Nevertheless, Rebbe Meir rules the same way, even where one of the domains is a carmelis. That is, a person may not stand in the carmelis and use a key in a public or private domain, or stand in a public or private domain and use a key in a carmelis, because one might transfer the key into or out of the carmelis. This is prohibited, even though the transgression of carrying an object into or out of a carmelis is only rabbinic. The sages cite evidence against this part of Rebbe Meir's ruling. They said to him, this was the practice in the butcher's market in Jerusalem, which was similar to a carmelis. When standing in the market, carmelis, they would lock their booths, exempt areas, and put the key on a windowsill above the door, private domain. This shows that one may stand in the carmelis and move a key in a private domain, which contradicts the view of Rebbe Meir. The next Tana disagrees with this account of the practice. Rabbi Yossi says it took place in the wool merchant's market, not in the butcher's market. Rabbi Yossi agrees with the sages in their dispute with Rebbe Meir. He disagrees only about where the practice occurred.